Live from the Los Angeles Times Interview Lounge at the 2014 Writers Guild Awards, here is Los Angeles Times reporter Scott Collins.
Hello everyone, I am Scott Collins with the Los Angeles Times, and with me here I have Tracy Letts, who is the playwright and screenwriter behind Osage County. And I have also on Tracy's right Dermot Mulroney, who is an actor in the same movie, and we're going to talk a little bit about the movie. And also I wanted to start, Tracy, in talking about the play, because this script started as a play. Talk about that, and was it hard to translate this into a movie script?
Yeah, it started as a play at Steppenwolf Theater in Chicago, and then we took that production to Broadway. It was a 3.5-hour, 13-character, 3-act play.
Tony Award-winning play.
Tony Award-winning.
And then it also won another award people may have heard of.
Won the Pulitzer Prize.
Won the Pulitzer
yes.
Prize, right.
And then we made a movie out of it. And that process of turning it into a film was hard. It's, you know, they're very different.
Did you find yourself, Tracy, adding things, taking away things, saying this worked on stage, but this isn't going to work in film? What was that like?
You say some of that, but really what we talked about was a way to reimagine the piece a little bit, try to think of it just visually instead of verbally. What were the places where pictures could help tell the story in place of an actor's monologue, right? The close-up of an actor's face instead of an actor's monologue.
Right. And Dermot, tell us a little bit about your character and how you reacted when you first saw the script.
Well, I had the good fortune of getting this part. This is Steve Brecht. It's really already a famous character from those who know the play because of the way that he's written, the way that he comes into the story at that certain time as kind of the outsider to this family.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the character. I mean, he's an interesting guy.
He's an interesting guy. He's an entrepreneur. Potentially, there's some reference to him being a mercenary, a professional soldier, or at least a contractor for, in those years when we were shipping guys over there. He's in a terrific new relationship with one of the Weston daughters, played by Juliette Lewis. So, they drove in from Florida for the funeral of her father.
Right.
He's an opportunist.
He is somebody who would take advantage of situations. That plays out much later in the story. And this character, like many in the story, to my mind, has a darker side than you're aware of initially.
He's got a little bit of a skeevy past.
Yeah, okay, let's just cut to how this goes. The guy is really a turd, you know. Right. But you don't know it at first, which is great writing, because therefore, and even as an actor, you really get to embrace that character, because I walk in there completely innocent of all charges. Nothing, as far as I'm concerned, is wrong other than a slight misunderstanding, or maybe mixed. We crossed wires.
Were you
me and the 14-year-old girl.
Were you a little bit concerned about playing that kind of a...
No, the way these characters fit into the mood of this piece is so charming, and there's lots of aspects to this story that aren't charming, but they all have a life of their own. I knew that it was a safe storyline to tell in a play like this. To be specific, he's really behaves as a child molester with the granddaughter of the deceased, and yet it's humorous in ways that it shouldn't be. It's revealing as to people's true nature and the darker side of the human spirit that can show up in a coral-colored shirt from Miami.
That's great. Listen, guys, thanks so much for this. Best of luck with everything having to do with the movie as it goes on. And stay tuned, folks. We have 2 more great guests coming up right after this.